Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Map Making with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB. You're very welcome, and welcome back to Duvo, the provisional name for my second ever map build. Now, if you were with me yesterday, you would have seen me struggling with the Causeway Bridge, aka the Brittle Bridge. This one here. Now, we're going to be very careful not to move things very fast or very far, but I do need to move these bridge pillars. I want them in line with the prop pillars underneath, so we'll just do a little bit of a shunt there. And watch the water moving. Very concerned that I'm going to cause a mini tidal wave and it's all going to be destroyed. And I don't want that to happen. Please no. Oh dear. So yeah, get gently, BonBon. Gently, easy now. Easy. And we go and have a look from above. There's a bit of a kink in it there. We'll do a little bit of a shunt back that way. We'll have a look from the length of it in a minute. I think that's about right. And then one more. There's one down here somewhere. Yep. The one at the other end was perfectly aligned, which was quite nice actually. There's one fewer tidal wave to cause there. I'm happy with that. I am very happy with that. Looking down the length of it, there's a little bit of a wibble there. So if we can just grab it, if it'll let me grab it. Probably about there. Let's have another look down the length of it. Yes, not too bad. Possibly a slight waver in the middle. I will have a better look later on. The sand along the sides here, I don't mind it to a degree, but I want to bring it back just a little bit in places. So once again, that's not going to really show up particularly well until we can actually load it into the game engine. It's very hard to see exactly how that will show up actually in game, but I'm hopeful that that's about right. Now we built this. I'm going to destroy just this one crest here. The terraforming is proving to be a bit of a nightmare, plus it does look a little bit looks a bit odd. And who needs to see the crest while you're leaving the city? You want to see it when you're entering the island. So we're going to get rid of this. We're just going to try and make this more like a man-made hill rather than a rocky outcrop, by just removing all these plants here and just having the crest facing inwards. So we'll get rid of all this here. That's a lot better. Now gently. Easy now. Easy now. And we'll smooth it out a little bit here if we can. There. I think that looks a lot more realistic as possibly a man-made hill would possibly look, chiseled out of the ground there just to make it out. We're going to do a little bit of planting around the back here, so it just looks a lot more natural rather than just a jut there. But that is that's the intended aesthetic. I think it actually looks a lot better now. Just didn't quite work facing both directions. I really wanted it to, but it just didn't. So anyway, I'm thinking that's much better coming back this way and coming in this way. You're still getting the full glorious glow of the flowers facing towards you. There we are. Now, what else have we got to do today? Being very careful with that brittle. Even changing the sandbanks along here, I'm concerned that we're going to cause a mini tidal wave as the water rushes to fill in this area. So I'm being very conscious about this. Very conscious. You'll be pleased to know that I was successful in not destroying my bridge. I'll have to have a look possibly at the under the bridge where it's dug out, because the original prop bridge needed that being dug out. I may have to try and fill that in. Now this beach goes out way too far as well at high and low tide. It's just too much of a difference, so we're going to bring that right in. It'll still be a good sized beach at any given time. Being also aware again, by lowering the water level here, I may cause a tidal wave, and I'm worried about my bridge. So worried about my bridge. So we'll come over this side, let that water settle down a bit. We've got similar problems over here where at low tide this goes green because there's just not enough water covering it, and so I'm just dropping the levels around here so that hopefully it won't go green, and we might extend the sand a little bit in one or two places so that it's more workable. A slightly larger brush. I don't want to spend all day doing this one. So yes, dropping the water levels down here. Now in the next couple of days I have got so much to do. Some of it I might not record. I've thought about the showing you me selecting which themes to use in the theme mixer. I've really thought about that, and I might make a tutorial of it. I'm not sure that it's going to be just trial and error. There's not going to be that much to see, and my thought process as I'm going may not be the best. So well, don't be the best. I don't think it will translate very well into a watchable show. I know you're all going to disagree with me there, but I think I'll definitely look at making a tutorial of it in the next week or so that you can get a feel for how I've done the selecting of the theme mixer, but not actually the process for this particular map directly. Let's have a look back over here as the water settled down. More or less, I think we got away with it, so we're going to do a little bit more leveling of the sand here, bringing it down again, and being careful not to come too close to the bridge. Let the water settle down again, and then we'll go a little bit closer to the bridge in a minute to tidy that one up. We've got similar problems anyway around here with, you can actually just make out the greenness at the edges of this so we're going to extend the sandbank out a little bit more again to cover the green. And around here, now I'm aware that I'll be using some resources under the water, and can do that to add some different colours as well underwater. We've got same problem with the sandbank over here as well. You can actually see the slope. The sand doesn't actually extend to the end of the slope going down, and that is what's causing my green edges to my sandbar here. So I'm just going to try that again around there, dropping the sea level down to sea level again around the outside, and then we'll just smooth it out a little bit so that it doesn't look too abrupt. I don't want it looking abrupt. When the tide goes out, I want it to look like a slope rather than a cliff. Right, so we are getting somewhere. We are getting, I think, a little bit more tidying around the edge of the islands there. So yes, that's to come. And then by the end of the week, just my last feature area to do, which will be I think that'll be a one take. I'll sit down, do it all in one go. I don't know whether it's going to take me 20 minutes, well, it'll take me more than 20 minutes. I think it'll take me about an hour to make, so it might be quadruple speed to keep the show down to a 15-ish minute show. But yeah, about an hour to make my final feature area, and then we will be done. I think so. I think so. And then I've got to write a description and take screenshots and all those things. Those people have been asking me for a tutorial on how to upload. Yes, there'll be one of those coming as well. I promise you we will get all of these helpful little videos out for you guys as well. There's a very useful I'll see if I can remember to link it in. I certainly won't, because I'm recording these days in advance now, but if I can remember to link in, if not, just look up Mr. Miyagi. Okay, search out any one of his maps. In fact, if you search for maps and then you search for Mr. Miyagi, he does include his name in quite a lot of them. So yeah, search out Mr. Miyagi, and he does a really useful map maker's guide in the guides within Steam. So very, very useful. Go and have a look at that one. But yes, I'm hoping to supplement his work with some of my own to help you guys along as well. But yes, this is much nicer here. We've got a little bit of water shunting along there. Please don't go too close to my bridge. Please don't go too close to my bridge. I think it's going to be okay. Okay, and then we're just going to draw that sand back a little bit, because I think it's a little bit too extended now. And then so we'll just draw that back just a smidgen. I think that part of the coast is more or less done now. See, parts of the map are now actually being finished. Absolutely, completely done and finished. Yeah, we've got a big sandbar here because obviously the water has been messed around with. It will find its own place again. One next thing down here, this little peninsula here, the Penis Peninsula, I'm still not entirely happy with this one, so we're going to do a little bit more work down here as well. I'm going to extend it a little bit further out down this way, and maybe a little bit further down here, just to add a bit more height to the backbone to this peninsula, because I'm visualizing that this is like being eroded away, and it used to be more so than it is. I'll work some story into the description so that you guys can actually get a better feel for how I imagine. But yeah, I would at some point, all of these sandbars etc was mainland. You've got the river flowing out. The river would have been eroding parts of the sand, as well as obviously tidal forces and storm forces and whatever. And so what's left with is the whole of the islands was worn away, and then we were kind of left with this little peninsula coming out here, which is the last part to be eroded away, like that. And I think it's going to look okay, that. And then over here we'll just have a check of the bridge. The bridge is still standing, and I'll just have a look along here. It's almost good. I'm just going to do a little bit more beach work. It's close. It's close to what I was hoping for, and that is basically all I can ask, isn't it? We'll just do soften the slopes a little bit along there. So we've got a little bit of a beach at low tide, sorry, at high tide, and there'll be a lot of bit of a beach at low tide as well. Yeah, I think we're getting close to the end of today's episode. Come around here and have a look at this. I think there's some minor problems around here. Do you know what? I might extend the land a little bit here, just a little bit, to make it more of a point, and maybe have a small little sandbar island on the end as well, just to give a little bit more feeling to that area. It's very hard to know until you've done it whether or not it's going to actually look alright. I'll extend the grass down as well, just a smidge. There we go. Okay, what might be a little bit more terraforming to be done with the hill to extend the hill down, but it's okay. It's okay. We're not making a mess of this. We're not making a mess of this. I'm saying that. I'll let you guys be the judge. I'll let you guys judge. We are getting close. Right, okay, that'll do for today. I'll do today. A bit more tomorrow. We are almost there. Well, thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. Stick your ideas, obviously, in the comments. I'm not going to implement anything major now, but I do have one more feature area to work on, so you can look forward to that by the end of the week. That's me done. See you tomorrow for some more What's Map and for more map making in the evening. Thanks for watching. You've been very, very welcome.